and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up.
What's up, everybody? We are here. 695, I just saw. 695 episodes of the Pancakes and Powerslams show, y'all. We're literally 5 episodes away from 700 episodes. Are you kidding me? All right, y'all. Yeah, man, we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock today. Come on in. Yeah. Share the link. Share the link. Hey. Come on in, y'all. We vibing. Come on in, y'all. We living. Come on in, y'all. We riding. Hey. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, y'all. Share the link. Share the link. Share the link. As we get ready to talk about whether Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship run was overshadowed by Brock Lesnar's return. It's an interesting topic. I'm going to play a couple of the interviews from the post-show. And it's interesting they said, no more post-show formats. We're going to change it up. And little did we know that they didn't want Brock Lesnar out there with people in the media asking him questions. That's the reason why he didn't come out at the post show. So much controversy coming around Brock Lesnar. Heard that Cage Match had to delete Brock Lesnar references for a little bit, man, because there was such an onslaught of people in their feels about Brock Lesnar's return. So get these likes up. Shout out to Rollin being my PR guy. Get the likes up on the way in, y'all. Get those likes up. Yeah. Get the likes up, y'all. My back hurts again, just like every day. Just like every day. Really tense right now. But I won't have a cow, man. I won't sit here like Bart Simpson and complain about it once again. But I'm going to vibe out with y'all. I'm going to live out with y'all. Hey, I'm going to ride out with y'all. PNP 695. We out here, y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Get those likes up on the way in. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. All right. So without further ado, let's play. Yeah, I love it. Hey, man, struggle bars. I love it. That was great. Great line. Struggle bars. That's what I'm feeling. That's what that everything you just saw right there was struggle bars for sure. But I got some out for y'all. I got some out with a very tense back right now. But all right, so let's get into there was all right, so there's a Cody. We're gonna get through. There's Cody, and then there's Triple H, and so I'm gonna skip through some Cody stuff. I'm just gonna tackle a couple. I'm just gonna talk about a couple of things within Cody, and then we're gonna talk about the Triple H interview. I might skip a couple of the match feelings. As these post shows. There's a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to these post shows. I've thought about doing this because there's so much information that I know from what people tell me backstage. I was like, you know what, man, I can really have a Maven style break the fourth wall type of podcast. Like I can do a lot of the stuff that Maven does as a journalist, as far as the stuff I've been told, the stuff I know that I never made public, like just revealing stuff, like uh, the information that I protect, and I could really say so much, man. I was just thinking about that recently. I can give so much of how people think about stuff, how people reacted to stuff, who told me what, stuff like that, man. I could really break the fourth wall. And I've thought about doing that, man. I've really, really thought about doing that because there's so many people's like, well, who did it? Who told you this and all that? And I'm not going to just reveal just who told me stuff. I mean, like, y'all don't deserve that. But if it's potentially making me money, man, I've but I do want to. There's certain people who tell me things currently in the office that I definitely want to protect them. Like we still have a really good relationship that I want to protect. I always want to protect the people who entrust me to give me like inside scoops. They deserve that. I'm honored they would even trust me. But there's like it's a really interesting industry, and I want to get into this and get into that from like a behind like an unreal. Since we're doing this unreal, there's a part of me that's like, man, I really want to like. It's not really. Maybe it's an expose, but I don't. I still want to keep some mystery into it. But when it comes, when it comes to the post show, I've been to a post show. I've been to a post show conference for SummerSlam actually a couple of years ago, and I was in the room. I was actually referenced during the show, and I think it's one of those things, man, that I would love to go through the whole process of being picked to be one of the select people to be in the room, to have the pass. I was selected to be one of the people and have the pass, and so I was in the room. What that looks like, their selection process of choosing people, to ask questions. There's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff when it comes to that, man. It's like that stuff like that people would really, really be interested in. So I'm thinking about it, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't have the time to do it now, unfortunately, because I really want to, if and potentially when I do it, I really want to do it like professionally, because Maven's production is top notch, man. Absolutely top notch. I might even hit up Maven and say, hey, man, can I use your production? I know a guy. I have a really, really good friend, and I'm really I believe in him and his production, his editing. He does a really, really good job. So I know a guy. I have a close friend who I think could do just as good or even better. But Maven's guy does a great, great, great job. So yeah, it's interesting, man. I've thought about that, and since it's PNP, since it's my show, we can have these conversations about just things that are churning in my mind about when it comes to like pro wrestling and just thoughts that I'm having. It made me think about that, because like we're abandoning the normal post show format, and so I'm sure people are thinking like, how did that even go about? I can tell you the entire process of just when. I mean, the badge that I got, the different. I still have the badge. Actually, the badge that I got, the selection process, seating, just there's so much. There's so much really interesting stuff that I can tell y'all that I might do. I might do. I might have that fourth wall type of element to PNP sooner than later. I can't promise you anything. I can't give you anything right now because of my schedule. But at the same time, I've got those thoughts churning. So we'll see. That's just my think tank moment for you all. My live think tank moment for you all to witness. So, all right. So let's get into Cody Rhodes's section of his the interview of the post show. So we're going to get right into that. And let me bring it up first. Goes from Cody to Triple H. So let's get into it. Of course, hashtag #AskDoc is the way to go. And we will get right into this. Let's do it.
All right, let's get back to the top story of the night. Obviously, the shocking return of Brock Lesnar, but prior to that, we've got ourselves a new undisputed WWE champion, and he looks like the one you just...
A little commentary. Cody's coming out.
With Jack Pocket, you can order official state lottery tickets.
Of course, you can be a sponsor for PNP Jack Pocket if you want to. But yeah, let's turn this sound off for that because they're not a sponsor for my for my show. So, but hey, they paid. Here we go.
How does it feel to you right now?
So here is something interesting that I noticed about this right here. Fans. Okay. So fans. I've talked about before how fans think. I've told you the psychology behind that. I've told you just why fans are fickle. I've said so much of that on this show. Like I've said so much about that. The case study, I mean, like Exhibit A is smart fans, which is an enormous amount of people nowadays in the pro wrestling industry. So with the rumors of the double turn, because it could have absolutely been a face versus face thing with Cena and Cody, but smart fans they try too much and they try too hard because it definitely seems like the Cody boos was jumping the gun to say, "Hey, we knew it. I'm a smart mark. We knew it, so we're going to boo him before it happens. We knew about the double turn." And so I think that not doing the double turn was a bad idea. I think it was a bad idea, but there is a part of me though that says, "Well done, WWE, for shushing the smart marks because they're not as smart as they think that they are." So I do have to give WWE some applause for that. I do think that the double turn was a bad. Not doing it was a bad idea. It's just, it just makes sense as far as the loose ends. But even on that though, it's like, are we to a point where you don't even have to close up a feud for these fans, knowing that they'll still be Pavlovian dogs and react to anything and everything because they're so just impulsive and they're so just bloodthirsty and they're so just really Pavlovian. I mean, that's really the word to describe them, man. And it's like it's so easy to condition, something. And when it comes to like classical conditioning, there's different types of conditioning. There's you have the first order conditioning, which is, you have a neutral stimulus, that you have an unconditioned stimulus, an unconditioned response. You bring in a neutral stimulus to have the same type of effect as the unconditioned stimulus. So if you have a dog who's salivating for food, you bring in a whistle, and then you have the whistle become another form of stimulus. And then you have what's called a second order or a secondary or a higher order stimulus when you bring the whistle and now you bring claps, or for instance. And so you bring the whistle and a clap, and then the clap also has a similar type of response for the dog going to the food and salivating for the food. And so when it comes to transitioning different types of stimuli, the fans are the Pavlovian dogs. They're reacting to a stimuli. It's easy to create, and oftentimes, like when it comes to creating the stimulus from neutral to conditioned, you got to do some repetition. Like, okay, I'm already salivating over this, and so, but at the same time, if you condition me with repetition to react to this stimulus to get this response, it takes repetition. But if you bring in another stimulus to give me that same type of reaction and same type of response, then you're adding in another level, which is called a higher order level, a higher order stimulus. So when it comes to pro wrestling, there's so much of throwing in different types of stimuli and having that same reaction without even making sense. Like, you don't even have to make it make sense. You just have salivating dogs. You're just throwing in another stimulus and you get a same response. That's essentially what we're seeing right now. You had a stimulus, which was the Rock angle, the Cena heel turn. It prompted a response, and then you also, you should have followed through with that. But essentially, what we're having now is we're having a higher order stimulus. We're having Brock Lesnar come in and be the clap that replaces the whistle. And that's essentially what we're having right now when it comes to this Brock return. And it's like, hold on, y'all. Like, figure it out. Like, get to a point where, like, wake up. Like, get to the point of understanding what's going on here. We're giving you another stimulus to react to a response. And then when you don't react to the stimulus, it's called extinction. And so instead of having an extinction, we're having like a huge type of sensitization or stimulation when it comes to throwing all these stimuli. And just like Pavlovian dogs, fans are just reacting to it. It don't matter what you throw to them. It's just another higher order stimulus. Yep, you want to throw this? Yep, we're going to react to it just like we reacted to this. You want to throw this? Yep, we're going to react to it just like we reacted to this. And that's essentially what we're seeing right now. And so with these fans, it's and even with this Cody stuff, man, smart marks try to jump the gun of saying, we knew it before it happened, so we're going to respond to it. And it reminds me of the Goldberg-Brock Lesnar match back at WrestleMania 20. And smart marks were, they were a thing then. Of course, they were MSG, which is usually a smart town anyways. But at the same time, it's like both, like, smart marks knew that both of them were scheduled to leave. That was going to be the last match for the both of them. So what happens? They boo both of them to shreds. The most over person in that match was Steve Austin. And he wasn't even, he wasn't even wrestling anymore. So it's like you had three people who were part-timers, or at least one retired. Steve Austin was retired, he was a year. Yeah, it was a year after retired. So his last match was 19 against The Rock, 2003. And the MSG match was 2004. So he was just 8 months after. Well, he was a year after retirement. Yeah. So WrestleMania 19 was his last match, and then 20 he wrestled. So he was a year retired, and People knew about Goldberg. People knew about Brock Lesnar leaving. Smart Marks jumped the gun, knew what was going on, and they booed him. It felt like that with Cody at SummerSlam, like Smart Marks trying to jump the gun. And what they did was they booed him. But guess what? You have that Pavlovian response. The only thing you have to do is just, hey, turn the entrance music on, and we're good to go. We're back in your good graces, Cody. We booed you to shreds. I mean, I even tweeted on Twitter. Cody right now is getting WrestleMania 18 rocked. That's what he's doing right now. Rock was a babyface going to 18, got booed out of the arena in Toronto. Hogan became the babyface of the night. He came in as a heel, but he was getting cheered significantly more than Rock. Similar here with Cody and Cena. But guess what? It doesn't take much. Pavlovian, it doesn't take much to get this. This is the same fans who were booing Cody just moments before when he was in the match against John Cena. These are the same fans who were doing that. And then guess what? Cody Rhodes. That's Pavlovian. The only thing it has to do is just I'm gonna condition you with a stimuli to have a response. Boom. Only thing, that's all. It's easy. It's easy. It's not even difficult. I don't have to go through any type of repetition. I don't have to keep doing this. I don't have to continue to go and try to do this in hopes that you'll change. It doesn't take much. Only thing to do is just throw a stimulus out there. Boom, you're going to respond. You're going to respond. It's easy because we just saw it with Cody Rhodes. They want to put themselves over and sing his name the way that they did, the way that the European crowds did. And this came over to America. Now they want to put themselves over. Now they want to be a part of the show. They want to boo Cody. They want to cheer Cody by saying his name. And that's it. I really don't need to know too much more about it. He's just really talking about this. I did like this part when he was talking about Dusty. I thought that this was a really, really good part of Cody's moment. Dusty, many of you know that Dusty's in my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. And that moment where the entrance was an excerpt of his Hard Times promo, the view never changes. The view never changes. And I said, oh, man, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. It's a nice little twist. So he explained why he did that. I thought that was cool.
The words of somebody describing the chase, the words they use. Hey. The words they used were his words, and the view never changes is my favorite thing he ever said because it's so accurate. And no matter what you do here, it is so hard to climb and to put that view in a different perspective and to try and lead like he suggested. I can't have him here with me, but in a moment like that, I can feel him with me, and that's a blessing. I'm lucky to have that. And it's like he came down to the ring with me in a way.
This is what it looked like to the millions watching worldwide on that 4-story high set here at MetLife Stadium. And just take that in as your way of honoring your father, one of the most.
That's good, man. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that was it. That was it for me. That was wonderful. When I saw that, I said, "Oh yeah, man, that's good right there, baby. That's good for that man. For that man up there, never got the opportunity to see a real world champion. I'm proud of you. That gotta have you. They just, yeah, that was good, man. That was good. And I said, I love those sentimental, poignant moments of someone's entrance, or just that it's well thought out. And I really, really appreciate that. So I gotta give it up to Cody for putting that in there in his entrance, because I think he did a wonderful job with that. All right, so let's get to Triple H, man. Let's get to Triple H. They're talking about the Brock thing, and then they got to Triple H. More just weird marquee fans, man. They wanted him to blow the water there. He said that he was reluctant. He blew it. And then they wanted what's the guy's Rosenberg to do it, and they booed him. Well, they wanted him to do it again. They booed Rosenberg. They didn't want him to do it. They wanted Triple H to do it. So he started talking about some things. Now he's talking about Cody and Cena. He's going through the matches. So I'm gonna go through this match stuff real quick. I mean, and that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about when it came to these post shows. This is my gripe when it comes to these post shows. And I think I might have talked about this on another show, but I do think it's definitely worth reiterating and repeating. The thing is with these post shows is Triple H or anybody else, it doesn't matter who it is. It's not just Triple H, but Triple H included. You're not going to have Triple H or any of the wrestlers, especially Triple H, say, you know what? This wasn't the pay-per-view, or this wasn't the PLE that I really wanted. I wasn't happy with the turnout. There were things, there were seats that were blacked out. There were tarped off seats that we wanted to have that just didn't get filled, and so I'm actually not happy about that. There was a couple matches that I think could have been better. There were some matches that we went timed. Overall, we made it work. We made it work, and it ended up being successful. The turnout all together was successful. But if I can be honest with you, there were actually a couple of matches that I think I would have wanted to see better and do better. Stuff like that, man, that's real. But we're not going to get that in these post shows. You know good and daggone well we ain't going to get that stuff in these post shows. We're going to get, it's a record-breaking attendance. It's a record-breaking night. It's a record-breaking gate. It's a record-breaking YouTube. It's the best return ever. It's the ruse of the century. It's all these superlatives. We're going to get the superlatives. That's what we're going to get. And it's like, all right, man, cool. Do your superlatives, but like keep it balanced though. Keep it all the way real. And because it makes me wonder, like, does these wrestlers actually think that this was a really, really, like, this was their best showing, or even like a good showing or a great showing? And some of the times I don't think they do, man. I can even tell you, like, there's people who didn't think that certain things were the best. I've been told things like that, but when it comes to these post shows, it's like, why though? My undergrad, I have a bachelor's degree in public relations. I worked for a company doing PR on my way to graduation. And so, yes, it's my job to spin. Yes, it's my job to make things look good. However, though, the thing is about PR agents that we learn is always jump ahead of the wave of criticism. Or if you don't think, if it's not worth addressing, if it's just blatantly not true, from a company perspective, you got to weigh that out. But the cardinal rule is jump in front of it. And however way you want to do that, that's the reason why you have speech writers. I actually had to do a speech, like I had to write a speech in my coursework and for a company. And so being a speech writer and having to do that PR stuff, like I'm familiar with all that stuff. And so writing a speech from your PR team is important, but at the same time, you're making it like there's some realness to you. Reputation and authenticity are things that are really, really important when it comes to a company. But if you keep spinning, like people start to call like cap on constant spinning. It's like, yeah, you don't feel real. You don't feel authentic as a company if you're continuing to spin. Like that's the reason why a lot of times they call PR agents spin doctors. That's like a term that a lot of PR agents get are spin doctors, because when they realize that a company needs to be real and authentic about something, and they get this kind of like cookie cutter kind of superficial type of like company language responds, it doesn't feel authentic. And there's elements to that in these post shows. Like I'm just like, like again, I've been to one. I've been to one live. I've seen all these wrestlers, and I can, again, when the video, I can tell you where they walk out from. I can tell you what they walk into. I can tell you the time limit. I can tell you like the number of questions that they allowed to ask. I've seen it. I've been there. And so I see these things and I'm like, and yeah, there's just so much that I want to reveal that I will in time, as far as like even making it, even PRing the post show. Like like there's a spin to even a post show that I can discuss. And I really think when it comes to stuff like that, man, you got to feel authentic. You got to feel authentic, like a Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo, baby. The view never changes, baby. The view never changes. And when it comes to this stuff, man, I'm like, okay. Like, again, case in point, you're about to see it. Triple H is about to talk beautifully about every match. Did he really feel about that? Did he really feel that way? And do you really feel like that? Really feel like that toward every match all the time? I doubt it. Why? Because even on Unreal, there were some moments where there were negative. There weren't as he wasn't beefing it up or pumping it up as much as he does with a lot of times these post-show conferences. So we'll go through a few of the matches. I might skip some too, but this is what he says about the rundown.
You've been on a journey that long. I think as a performer, you get that, when you've done it for that long, when you've been in the slot.
And this part's funny too, which I'm like, did he do that on purpose? Like, did he see? Like, did he hear that they were saying we want Cross? Like, they weren't saying we want Brock. They were saying we want Cross. And instead he said, you got him. You got Brock. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and count that. Should I? I don't know. But if I gave him the benefit of the doubt, I'll say, you know what? It was just, he's just in the moment. He's distracted by the crowd, actually, which the crowd are just unhinged. I'm like, man, have some type of decorum, but they're unhinged. And he's trying to do these promo. I mean, he's trying to do, this post-show interview, this post-show, comments. And so it's like, did you hear them say Cross and you said Brock just to like squelch them? Or did you like get caught up in the moment and get distracted, just want to hurry up and respond to them so that can bridle them a bit? And you thought that they said Brock, so you just responded to it. So it could be either way, however you want to, whatever you want to throw into that. it's up to you to speculate. It's all speculation at this point. We don't know the actual answer to that, but it could be either one of them.
You've been in that long. He's earned that right. Everything he's done for this business, everything he's done for fans for years, on his way out, the ride that he wants to take them all on, he's earned that right. And tonight, I thought he's put on one of the best performances of his career.
Great.
And to do that where he is in life is extremely, extremely difficult. I know the schedule he's on right now, and it is beyond anybody's comprehension of what he is doing.
Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll definitely give him that. I do think that Cena, for his schedule and, pushing 50 at this point, he did put a pretty daggone good showing against Cody. And so, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of all the crazy false finishes. You're not going to kick out of multiple AAs and 3+ crossroads, and come on, man. I mean, that's a little bit too much. But at the same time, I do think that both of them did a really good job as far as just the heart and soul that they put into it. So yeah, well, I'll give Triple H that for sure.
My appreciation for it is even greater, but I thought he knocked it out of the park tonight. And, it's a funny thing for me. I feel a little bittersweet with John because I feel like he has these spectacular performances, but every one that goes by, it's one tick closer to the last one we're going to see.
Absolutely. I know we have some bigger talking points to get to, but I wanted to spend a few seconds talking about that TLC match, the tag team division. As someone who has made his hay in the tag division for quite some time, I think
I'm going to skip this.
Yeah. What I thought it was going to be, which was incredible performance by everybody involved. My hat's off to them all.
And that I agree with too. I mean, that match was wild. He even mentioned like there was just so much going on that they just needed more cameras and production. And I agree, it was all over the place at times. But man, I was thinking in my head, I was going to tweet this, but I'm glad I remembered that I was thinking about tweeting this. I ended up not tweeting this, but I do think it's worth mentioning. It's interesting to me how the lowest paid people of the bunch, some of the lowest paid people of the card, are the people given the most bumps and having to do the more steps to get the reaction. And I'm like, man, that's really interesting to me. I noticed that. I'm like, man, these people are one bump away from ending their entire career. And they're not even getting the money to equal or to balance that. They're not even getting the money, like compared to like the higher end talent. They're not doing all the bumps. They're not going. I mean, they did some bumps, Cena Cena and Cody, but at the same time, they're not doing TLC bumps. And so, but then again, the TLC from 25 years ago has some their bumps were more calculated. But because we're so I'm going back to psychology again, man. Because we're so overstimulated nowadays, because we've been conditioned not to have a less is more approach, not to really pace ourselves when it comes to stimulation. We want the high. We want the dopamine. Kick, 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 pop, 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 spot, 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 bump, bump, bump. Like we are addicted to dopamine as a society, specifically wrestling fans. And it's like, y'all need to realize the neurological like ramifications of this stuff. Like this is, I'm going like beyond wrestling at this point. Like the unhealthy addiction to dopamine. I've even talked about this when it comes to addiction, when it comes to the nucleus accumbens and that the part of your brain that affects, when it comes to addiction and things like that. And the dopamine that has to do with that too. And it's like, man, are you kidding? Like it is dangerous levels of dopamine addiction when it comes to winning these pops. And both the wrestlers and the crowd are both a part of this because they've set the bar, they've raised the bar so high when it comes to these spots that you just can't do a suplex. You can't just do a superplex. You can't just do a splash off the ladder. You have to do a Spanish fly onto a table. You have to stack the tables up. When you think about those extra layers, you have to think about it from a dopamine consumption standpoint. This single layer of table and this single spot of doing a suplex on the table, you think that, oh wow, that's a crazy spot. But no, now you gotta do double-decker tables. Now you gotta do triple-decker tables. Now you gotta lay somebody on a triple-decker table and have a 20-foot ladder to jump on and do a shooting star. Like those things are dangerous, man. And the scale is it's going to continue to go higher and higher, man. And it just gets more and more dangerous. And hats off to the teams. They put their heart and soul in the match, man. But it's like the payoff of the match. It wasn't even the most notable match on the card. If you think about it this way, you had all of those tag teams risk their bodies more than anybody else on the card. They probably got some of the lowest paydays of anybody else on the card, and they were trumped. Think about this for a second. All of those teams, every single person on every single team was trumped by someone coming out, doing an entrance, going around the ring, looking straight at the person who lost, giving them an F5, and reacting toward his move. None of that took a bump. None of it took a bump. So the people who were bumping were overshadowed by someone who didn't bump and actually bumped somebody else and just came out as an entrance. And he's probably getting more money than them combined, or at least close to it, or at least half of the teams combined. And so if you think about it from that standpoint, man, no matter how much you're putting your body into it, you're still not going to get as much money as someone who has an anomaly of a character. You're not going to do it, man. It's not going to happen. And so got to think about this stuff when you do those bumps, man. It's like, man, yes, I'm going to get the pop, but this match is out popped because the biggest pop of the night was Brock Lesnar coming back. So, oops. You put your body on the line for someone else to overshadow you as far as getting popped and making the tag team match relatively forgettable compared to Brock Lesnar's return. So, man, is it worth it? You always got to ask you that question, man. Is it worth it? All right, now he's going to talk about Brock, and we're going to get to the questions here.
Let's get back to the headliner of the night. Obviously, what happened in the Undisputed Championship match, the result, and then the return, the shock. What was your reaction to everybody's reaction seeing Brock Lesnar again?
My reaction was exactly what I thought it was going to be, which was if there had been a roof off this place, it wouldn't be there anymore. Yeah. You know, the dynamic in the room, if you want to say, but the WWE, the dynamic in the room changes when the beast is here.
Oh, it does.
You know, seeing Brock Lesnar come back, anything that you thought was happening sort of all goes out the window because the factor of Brock now just changes that dynamic so incredibly.
I wonder if that was like a reference that we're supposed to pick up.
It makes it unpredictable. It's
Cross. We want Cross. And I was looking at this too, and I was looking at the comments during the. I was looking at the live comments as I was looking at this, and I was like, they're saying Cross. They're saying Cross, and the comment section said the same thing. They're like, dude, what are you talking about? We're saying we want Cross, and so very, very interesting there.
You have him. You've got him. Yeah, you want Brock, you've got him. So, yeah, just incredible.
You see that? If you wanted him, you got him. Basically, no, we weren't saying that. Like we were saying Cross. So again, was that a petty move?
Incredible to have him back.
Do you have at any point? Did you guys sit down? And obviously on Unreal last week, you saw a lot of what you do every day. Do you guys have a conversation about who are the ideal people we can get in front of John Cena on this final tour? Because Brock obviously is a big checklist item.
Yeah. I mean, I think as you're doing this, when you come in, you know you have a finite number of dates on John Cena. You know have a finite number of big matches and big moments and incredible things that you want to do. And you want to get to the most, majority of them. You can't get to every single one of them. You can't get to everything. But as I
it does
said
make me wonder.
Sort of for me, this is John.
It does make me wonder real quick. Who was all on John Cena's list? It makes me wonder that. I mean, you got Punk. I imagine Punk was on a list. If you think of like Cena's greatest, hits when it comes to like his feuds, Orton is on that list, and we got Cena Orton at Backlash, which again, man, the fourth wall. The breaking the fourth wall. I know a lot about that I didn't say either, so that's interesting. But we got Orton. We got I imagine putting Cody over. That's a part of it. He got Cody. We got Punk. We got Brock. Another person I can think of was Edge, and so Edge is in AEW. So of course they weren't going to be like, yeah, sure, we'll do a Forbidden Door type of deal. I can't really think of like who else as far as like who's on the list. I mean, Angle, and Taker's another person. So those both of them are retired. So yeah, I mean, I guess the people who are active wrestlers among his like greatest hits of rivals are he's getting that. He's getting that.
John Cena's wish list. John Cena's. It's him writing the last chapter of his book. And I think people saw a conversation with us where he said we'd have to screw it up pretty badly to ruin his career. But it's not about that for me. It's about John being able to go out the way he wants to go out, to write his chapter. I know what that's like as a performer. I know what that's like for everybody to feel that. And I think for John to be able to do what he wants to do. So it's one of the very first things I said to him is, who do you want? Who do you want?
Did you notice that? Did you hear that? Who do you want? So basically, he's given Cena carte blanche to create his greatest hits tour, and so we're seeing that, and we're seeing that come to fruition. And obviously, Brock is one of the people that is on this greatest hits tour to come alongside him, and they're like, hey, okay, well. This may throw a wrench in our reputation, but hey, we'll give that to you. Hey, kudos to Cena, man. He's been there for 23 years. Last few years, not as much, but I mean, he's had a 23-year career in the WWE. This last time, he's talked about before that he just physically can't do it anymore. Totally understand. 23 years in the business. Earned it. But man, here's the issue that I have, and this is what I don't understand. Like, how do we integrate this as far as not making it take precedence or not having it be the best for business. For instance, this is what I was thinking, even with the Brock Lesnar and John Cena thing. Okay, Brock is on the list. Okay, cool. Greatest hits list. However, although I wasn't a fan of the finish, of this particular finish, I think that this finish would have had a better night 2 ending than the night 1 ending. Because to me, Brock returning, absolutely, night 1, people are talking about it. However, you don't want that to come right into Raw, and then neither Cena or Brock's on Raw. But guess who is on Raw, though? Seth. Why not have Seth cash in the briefcase on night 2? That would have still had an ending that's causing people to create buzz, to cause people to talk about it. Now, if you had Brock come on Saturday, yes, that would have definitely got a reaction. All on Sunday, that would have had a reaction. And then on Monday, you would have had Seth. You would have fresh Seth off of cashing in the case. And then you do that. You do it there. But you don't have Cena or Brock on Raw a day after this Brock stuff came. What's fresh on our heads is that Cody won, Cena lost, Brock returned. That's what's fresh in our heads. No Cody, no Cena, no Brock. And so it's like, what's the best thing as far as the trajectory of the WWE? Do we put that on pause because of the Brock thing? It's like, nah, you can't put it on pause. Yeah, bring Brock back if you want to, but don't put the long game. Don't put the long game on the back burner for it though. That's where I'm at with that.
And how, and we're working through that.
With so many.
So he said we're working through that. So it makes me wonder, like, so they said that a month ago. It's been like a few weeks since Khan and Triple H called Brock Lesnar. So, like I said before in other shows, it seems like Brock Lesnar was like the bailout option. Like he was like the bailout from the Rock stuff. And we might do this next week as far as like there's a video about the Rock. The John Cena heel turn. There's a video about that from the Unreal. And so, but the crazy thing is that it just seems like things aren't really mapped out in return. So we're just getting these pop moments. We throw in Punk there on just a random Saudi event from a promo. We throw in, Brock because he was just called 3 weeks ago and he just pops up. We throw in truth. Ladies and gentlemen. And the Truth Project is, you want to talk about a dud like that. And I always say I'm a sucker for R-Truth, man. R-Truth's the man. But man, like, oof, you want to talk about some of the biggest letdown, some of the biggest unfinished just blurps of 2025 when it comes to their booking. The R-Truth Project, we want truth. Oof. Excuse me. All right, here we go.
Massive names coming back. I think it's very easy to get lost in the shuffle. But can you speak to what Cody has meant to the company?
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's about it.
He's someone we see week in and week out. He does all the meet and greets. He does so much for this company.
Yeah, that's a company question that's going to get a company answer. I mean, Big E's doing his thing. I mean, big shout out to Big E, man. I love how Big E has made basically has carved out a job, for himself as far as just job security, having a potentially career-ending injury. I appreciate the heck out of that. But this right here, all this stuff, this comes with a normal Triple H interview. Like none of these people are going to push him, as far as journalists is concerned. They're not going to, from a journalistic perspective, they're not going to ask him a tough question. They're not going to ask him a hard question. They're not going to push the limits when it comes to that. They're going to ask questions that falls under the WWE umbrella, that falls under the WWE approval list, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, that's what they're going to do, and that's what they're going to ask, and that's what we get all the time. So, so that's simply this whole formula is what you get, and that's probably what you're going to continue to get. These post shows are going to be in front of the fans. You're going to get questions that are going to be suitable for what the fans. They're going to be suitable for who really? I mean, the fans are going to hear the same type of answers that they get every month, every week, every presser. I mean, it's just the normal stuff. There's not going to be any buzzing type of results from these pressers. I mean, we're going to get the same type of deal. I highly doubt that any of those people on that podium is going to ask Triple H a tough question. Now, the media during these press show conferences, it seems with the demeanor of Triple H, man, it just seems like he was over that anyways. I don't even think it was a good idea from the beginning, but it seems like he was over it. You could tell with his demeanor. He's going out. He's giving numbers. He's hearing the questions. He's rerouting questions. He's basically not even mentioning, like true answers, like with the R-Truth stuff. He's asked if it was a work or a shoot. He dodged the heck out of that. I mean, like talk about a dodge. And that's the type of stuff that we want to hear. That's the type of stuff that's going to merit some interest and some buzz. But I highly doubt that we'll ever get that with this formula. So could we? Perhaps. Could I be, can I be proven wrong? Sure, absolutely. I'm for that. I would want to be, because I want to see more tough questions, but we're gonna get the same type of formulaic. How awesome was this question? You know what I mean? All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get to the questions. It is time for the question cam. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Let's start with Danimal, what's up, my man? What's the point of a finishing maneuver if you need it 50 times? If you need it 50 times or more in the match. True. Do we really need 50 crossroads in a match? And they're supposed to believe one F5 keeps Cena down. Yeah, I mean, precisely, man. It's just oh man, yeah. The logic ain't logicking. The math ain't mathing. It's just a weird philosophy that somehow we're going to need all these things to keep these people down. And you get 18,000 crossroads, and I don't understand the logic when it comes to that stuff. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. Boom. All right, move that over a little bit. All right. Let's see here. James, correct me if I'm wrong. So Cena turns heel, which made no sense because he's already run the chamber. Then turns face much later in SmackDown just to lose the title and feud with Gunther. The Lesnar. No corrections needed. You're right. You're right. Doc, speaking of Lesnar, what's your reaction to his return? Do you think it's smart, or will it come back to haunt WWE considering his whole involvement with events? No, I don't think it'll come back to haunt WWE. It's had some negative backlash. The pop was there. I mean, the pop, he was going to get the pop. But you know how the IWC is, man. You know, even before this, they were talking about, people were predicting Brock Lesnar returning like every pay-per-view when he didn't come. And you have so many people like, no, we don't want his return. No. He can go. He can stay home. We don't want him back. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, he's back. You can never appease the marks, man. You can never do it. What's up, Awesome Sauce? I think you missed my questions last week because I didn't use the hashtag, but I got some questions about the media covering Hogan, if that's okay. Yeah, absolutely. When Kobe Bryant passed, none of his R-word charges were brought up. Kobe in 2004, his encounter to his victim wasn't consented. How is Hogan's case? I think you were trying to say further vilified than the man admitting to R-word. I think it was a compilation. I don't think that what you're saying right now is unfair. I don't think what you're saying right now is unjustified. I don't think what you're saying right now is unsubstantiated. But once you throw the other R word in there, which is racism, it's a compilation of either the R word for Kobe or the other R word, racism, for Hogan. And for some odd reason, in the CPO, the Court of Public Opinion, there's no bylaws, there's no handbook to any of this stuff. There's no handbook to this. In this Court of Public Opinion, there's no like set in stone handbook or guideline or sets of laws or bylaws, none. But the CPO says Hogan's case is worth being more vilified than another person's case because the other person was known for more positive things. So that kind of throws his allegations away. Again, that's what the Court of Public Opinion says. I can't speak. I'm not a spokesperson for the Court of Public Opinion, but I'm just passing the message of what they told me. That's what they told me. I heard. That's what they said. It's in the public documentation. You can find it out yourself. But that's what they said. Do I agree with it? But that's what they said. People's Wrestling Channel, I'm feeling fed up today. Enough about me. How's your back? It seems better than last week. I put some I got some BioFreeze is what it's called. I got BioFreeze foam, cream, rollers everywhere. I got them in my all over my house. I got them in my truck. I got them in my office at work. I just got them everywhere, and I just I put them on. I've been doing that for a long time. It gives me temporary relief. Last week it didn't work because it was a pull, and right before the show, to be honest with you, man, it was like excruciating pain. Like right before this show. Actually, right before me and Dutch's show, excruciating pain, man, excruciating. And I put the BioFreeze on. I have a roller down here in my office, in my studio, and it's creating a little bit of relief, man, but it's still really, really tense. The pull that I had last week, it went away like the pull on it's my right side. It's my right lumbar area. That really, 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 really hurts every time, all day. The only thing that really stops it is when I'm at the gym every day. I get the adrenaline, it helps, but other than that, man, it hurts. So my left side, when I pulled my back last week, my left side was hurting real bad. It felt like a pull, but that's gone. So thankfully, but my right side is still just excruciating. So. Yeah. All right. So for the sake of time, for repeats, you gotta hop on that Patreon, man. Just jump on the Patreon, man. As much as I get, as much good substance and good product. I've had people tell me this recently. Like, man, you produce some really, really good content. I'm like, man, I thank you for that. But I mean, like, no, share it. Let other people know about it, man. So I appreciate that. But yeah, show some love, man, and pay $4 a month, less than $4 to show your support on Patreon, man. So I'll be able to handle more repeat Q&A stuff, but for time, yeah, man. Show your support, hop on the Patreon, and guess what? You can be on the screen too. As the People's Wrestling Channel is a patron. I'm sure you spoke on it. Mado's asking. I'm sure you spoke on it, but aren't you glad those post PLE's pressures are done? It was cringe for a fake sport. Yeah, I mentioned that. Like I said, I don't think they should have been there in the beginning. I think that was weird, for sure. See, this is what. Ooh, wait. See, this is the type of stuff that lights me up. This question right here is a question that lights me up. Am I? The question for those who are watching for audio. And first of all, I want to get a media team together. If you do media really, really well, really, really well. There's a lot of people watching this right now. There's a lot of people starting to watch this weekly. So thank you so much for that. Lives, stay consistent. Thank you so much for that. Let's keep bumping those live numbers up too, man. I want to get to that too. I used to do like per 100. I would do a clap. I haven't done that as much now, although I've had, 3 figures on a weekly basis. But yeah, man, let's keep bumping. Let's get those. I'm under 4 figures, and I will stay a little under 4 figures, but I want to start bumping live numbers to more than 4 figures a week, man. I mean, like, I really want that. I think this show has shown to be fun and loungy and informative, and let's rock together, man. So let's do that. But yeah, Mado. That is an understatement. That lights me up. I love college football. I love college football. I love college football. I love it. All right, Robert's in the building. Real quick. These are good questions too, man. These are good questions. Man, y'all hop on Patreon. These are really good questions. I don't have the time to talk about to answer all these, but these are really good. Robert, what's your opinion on this? I think they're going to rehash Old Evolution storyline that was Triple H and Batista. Braun going to start acting out to get title shot against Rollins. Yeah, I think I think Braun's probably going to be like the next Batista, like when it comes to that stuff. Like I think that. I think that Braun is going to break out and do that as far as becoming the next Batista. So, yeah, I think we'll probably get that. All right. Well, Elvis Martinez, do you know about Brock Lesnar returning? Also, did I know? Also, it's your 33rd birthday, technically August 5th. You will read this after midnight, though. Happy birthday to Elvis. Nice. 33 years old, man. And now, weren't you doing like political stuff, like campaigns and politician stuff too? At in your early 30s? Come on, man. Did I know about Brock Lesnar returning? Nope. I was told after the fact that only a few people knew. And did I know who the people were? Rollins in the building. We're back in the building. What's up, Dr. Chris? I really don't get the hype with Lesnar's return. I agree. Like you said, Lesnar's returned plenty of times before. I don't get excited over part-timers. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, man. I just, yeah, I mean, it got the pop. Of course, it got the pop. It's an element of surprise. That's going to come with the reaction. Okay, I get it. But as far as just, again, man, I always say, I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I always say that. I'm not, and I stand by that. I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm not going to sit here and pop over a Lesnar return just to get on a WWE segment on Raw. But people do that though because they want, like, oh man, I want to feel like I made it. I made it if I get it on a segment on Raw. If I'm reacting. You want me to get on a segment of Raw, y'all? Here we go. There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your reaction segment for Raw, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what's next? Av is in the building. John Cena is filming a movie in New Jersey, and my brother got a picture with him. Good for you. Good stuff. All right, what else, y'all? What else before we go? Mike's in the building. I think Cody is more on his way to 96 HBK and 14 and 19 Roman. If he was younger, yes. But I don't think that he will be that because he's the top guy now, but he's aging a bit. So stunners were scripted or an audible. I do think it seems like the stunners were an audible for sure. That's a good question too. Serious clue. Cena's going to drop the belt to Cody. Serious clue. It usually is when people spend all that time. When people spend that type of time with entrances, but I knew I had a feeling Cody was going to win anyways. This is his payoff to losing at Mania. I predicted Cody winning. I mean, if anything, is regardless of what happened, it's a payoff match anyways. So, Triple H trolling IWC. They can't see it. They can't see it. He trolling. I agree that Triple H should be more real because that might change the IWC. If he says the match wasn't good, the IWC probably won't say online this mess cook. Right there. That's it right there. Bingo. Absolutely. But otherwise, they go by this match cooked. It cooked. Zubair's in the building. Overall thoughts on SummerSlam. Also, to answer your explanation from last night, honestly, would have still praised night 2 due to the card and the show itself, despite bad build. Yeah, I mean, it was okay, man. It was all right. I mean, yeah, it's really hard for me. I mean, there were solid matches. I mean, but it's hard for me to praise any of these events, man, because again, I've suffered match fatigue for a long time. I'm not interested in just seeing good matches. This is awesome matches. People risking death every time they're in the ring. I'm not willing. That doesn't do it for me. I want to feel it. I want to feel the emotion that comes with it. Give me that in stories. I want shock and awe. I want, oh man, that's a really good payoff to this feud. But I think one of my biggest issues, one of my biggest things that I'm dealing with right now, watching these shows, is match fatigue, man. It's absolute match fatigue. Because every single week it's another match and another match and another match and another match. Another match, another match, and a backstage segment to lead to a match, and an in-ring promo to lead to a match, and another match, and 2 other matches, and 3 other matches with the same people. So that just doesn't do it for me, man. Rollins disagreeing with Awesome Sauce. That's not true at all. When Kobe Bryant passed, when Kobe Bryant won his Oscar award on both occasions, feminist groups bashed the late great Kobe Bryant by bringing up his case. That's true, but he definitely has not had any residual backlash. I mean, we're talking nearly the same time as the accusations. Well, there were accusations for Hogan when we heard it. But the case, and that was 2004, and Hogan stuff was 2005, I think, was it? And so, I mean, it was around the same time. We still hearing the Hogan stuff, not so much the Kobe stuff. He thinks the huge difference is that Kobe Bryant has always denied the accusations, and myself and others recently to YouTube channels that uploaded Hogan's anti-black racist rant. Denying the accusations what does that mean? That don't mean anything. People, I mean, I have a master's degree in criminal justice with a specialization in behavioral sciences. People deny allegations like people eat candy. I mean, like it's just a normal thing. Like people deny allegations like people eat ice cream in the summertime. I mean, like commonplace. It's a common thing that happens all the time. As a matter of fact, it's very encouraged for them by the defense. And so people just don't come out and just say, hey, I did it, because they understand the repercussions that come with that. And I said that Kobe did it, but denying allegations Hogan denied allegations. I mean, there was more things that Hogan was alleged to do in his career other than that, but denying allegations are incredibly common. Elvis says, thank you. Yes, I'm running for city council again. Good stuff, man. 33 years old in a city council representing his city. I think you're a Colorado guy, if I'm not mistaken, Elvis. Good for you, man. Good for Elvis. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it's time to rock and roll. It is time to go. Man, y'all all right with me? Y'all all right with me? Another fun show. We're about to jump on the Patreon. I got a few Brock Lesnar trivia questions for you. So let's do some Brock Lesnar trivia, also some Q&A. And hey, man, ask me some questions and we shall see for that. All right. So be sure to share the link. Be sure to let the listeners know about this. Shout out to Rollin, good show. Thank you, man. Shout out to Mato with the praying hands. Yeah, man. Let the listeners know. Like we got a squad. We got a squad over here, man. We got a squad over here that's really is dedicated to the cause of Pancakes and Powerslams every single week. We continue every single week, man. I don't drop viewers, and that's a blessing, and I'm thankful for that. Every single week, man. There's some lives that just they go up and they trickle down because people just lose interest. Every single week, my shows, it goes up and it doesn't drop, and so that's such a blessing, man. So let's band together and keep the likes up and go up and up and up, because one common theme we do know is there's not a drop. So I thank you all for doing that. I thank you all for continuing to stay with me to the end, because you're interested in what the product gives you. You're interested in this content. So if you're that interested in the content, if you're so interested in the content, prove it. Prove it. Here's my challenge to you. Prove it. A few things. Smash the likes on the way out. Share the video. Hit the sub button on YouTube if you haven't. And hey, man, if you got $4 a month, hit that Patreon, man. We have a good time. So we're about to head over there now. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. So long.